Yes, we'll be discussing about current affairs revision, particularly January to April. We'll discuss some important topics of culture today and some of polity. Then tomorrow, geography, economy and IR. And day after tomorrow, the remaining topics, environment and SNT. Right. So the first one, BAPS temple in Abu Dhabi. So this was launched by our PM when his visit happened to UAE in January. So this temple is important because one of the temple in the Middle East which is about promotion of Swami Narayan's sect. Swami Narayan Santhan, you can call it. So the important points are about the style of architecture, Nagara style. So Nagara style, which is very important for your UPSC Prelims, the differences between Nagara style and Dravidian style, right? So what will be the exact features of the Nagara style? Yes? Yes, Shikara. Yes. Yes, correct. So all those features like Shikara, elevated platforms, so these are the important features about the Nagara style which are again present in this BAPS temple. So other important point about BAPS temple is use of red sandstone from Rajasthan. Red sandstone from Rajasthan. Sorry, not red, it's pink. Pink sandstone. Sorry, pink sandstone from Rajasthan, and then white Italian marbles have been utilized. So this also has one important feature, utilization of fly ash in the construction, that is eco-friendlier construction, fly ash. And utilization of nano tiles which are heat resistant, particularly to the environment that is present in Dubai, and also no iron is utilized here, similar to the Ayodhya temple where there is no utilization of the iron in the construction. No ferrous material have been utilized in this temple. No iron has been utilized. So this is a traditional Nagara style where it had the features of all what you mentioned. The specific points here you have to remember it is, they have used pink sandstone, fly ash, eco-friendly, and white marbles and nano tiles. So if you can see the image, so this is the image of the BAPS temple. This is the image of BAPS temple where it is pink Rajasthan sandstone has been utilized, then fly ash and nano tiles. So the key features, there are intricately carved pillars which represent different stories from the ancient civilizations of Mayans, Aztec, Egyptian. So all the walls have been represented the stories from the ancient civilization. And one more important is, it has 8 shrines, 8 murtis, which emphasize the philosophy of Sanatana Dharma. So it is surrounded by dome of harmony and dome of peace. Dome of harmony and peace. So the main important point that to be remembered with this Swaminarayan sect is, it is more about promotion of global peace than religion. Global peace and spirituality. Swaminarayan sect. So promotion of Sanatana Dharma, right? Then the second topic important from the current affairs of that period is Subika paintings. Subika paintings. These are from Manipur Methi community. Manipur Methi community. So traditionally they are from 18th, around late 18th to early 19th. They have started in late 18th to early 19th century. Subika paintings. So there are 6 survived manuscripts named Subika, Subika Achoba, Subika Laishiba, Subika Chaudit, Subika Chaitil, so culture is more about the facts. There won't be much of concept to understand. You have to remember the facts. And then Tengra Kail Subika. So these are the manuscripts regarding Subika paintings belonging to Manipur Methi community. Subika paintings. So this have the specific things about the shape and the materials used. So the materials are generally used are handmade papers and tree barks. Handmade papers plus tree barks, making them eco-friendly in nature. Generally, it consists of lines, shapes or forms with intricate design giving meaning to the Methi traditions. Eco-friendly natured Subika paintings from Manipur. So as we were discussing, it includes the natural elements which will again emphasize the religious practices of Methi community. So these are the different points regarding this Subika paintings. So this is the example of one of the Subika painting, where you can see different lines, patterns which will tell the folklore of the Methi community. They emphasize about the naturalistic elements or the stories around the Methi community. So these are painted by using the raw materials from tree barks on some handmade papers, giving them an ecological importance. So this is about Subika. Then the third point or third issue is Dhokra Shilpakala. Dhokra Shilpakala. So this is one kind of art form of creation of metal craft, particularly spread in the eastern part of India or central eastern, you can say, like states including Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal and Odisha. So what is last wax technique? You have studied in Indus Valley civilization. Exactly. So the same technique where firstly they will prepare one mold with the mud and then they will pour the first they'll pour the wax and then they'll pour the metal. After that they'll heat, the wax will come out, the metal will remain in the shape. Last wax technique. Firstly they'll create the shape. To maintain that shape they'll pour the wax and then they'll pour the hot metal in that. Wax will be replaced with the metal for that shape. Last wax technique. So if you remember the dancing women of Indus Valley civilization, the same technique it is being utilized here in Dhokra Shilpakala, which is prevalent or famous in the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal and Odisha. So the common motifs are regarding trees, plants, animals, emphasizing the tribal stories or tribal beliefs. So generally the materials used are mixture of brass and bronze. Brass and bronze. So Dhokra Shilpakala, so a traditional metal craft using last wax technique with roots to the tribal culture. Right? So etymology is derived from the Dhokra Damar tribes, traditional metalsmiths. Dhokra Damar tribes. Dhokra Damar tribes. So geographical spread, as we discussed, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal and Odisha. Dhokra Damar tribes. Then design, it is known for its rustic charm and organic aesthetics. Rustic charm and organic aesthetics. Common motifs like we discussed: animals, birds, mythologies, everyday life. So each piece reflects the timeless elegance and cultural richness. This is important. Material used is brass and bronze. So this is one of the example of this Dhokra shilpakala. This is last wax technique where they'll pour this metal into this mold and get that art form, get that metal art form, right? So basic understanding, it belongs to the central eastern India. So metal form, naturalists. So Dhokra tribes, all these facts you have to remember. Then next one, Moh-Juj. Moh-Juj. What is Moh-Juj? Yes, it is a traditional bullfight of Assam. Supreme Court in the month of January, it has banned this traditional bullfight for 2 years. What are the other bull related activities or cattle related activities? Jallikattu, Kambala, correct. Jallikattu is from Tamil Nadu, Kambala is from Karnataka. So this is celebrated during Bihu festival. Bihu. So as similarly to the Jallikattu, so this is also a traditional cultural practice during Bihu celebrations. Traditional cultural practice. Similarly, there are also here in this practices, there is fighting of birds of bulbuls, nightingales. Birds fight. Bulbul or nightingale. Bird fight will also be, they also practice this also. So why this is in news is, this Moh-Juj, which is a bullfight, it has been banned by Supreme Court. It is banned by the Supreme Court. So it is a traditional practice integral to the Bhogali Bihu celebrations in the Assam, held during Magh Bihu festival, typically in mid-January. So other animal fights like they involve the bird fights like nightingales. Cultural significance, it reflects the community's traditional celebrations ties with the local customs, just like Jallikattu and Kambala. So what happens in the Jallikattu? They try to not just tame them, they try to take the coins that are tied to the bull. What happens in the Kambala? It is race of the bulls in muddy fields. Here the traditional buffalo fight will be like this in Moh-Juj, Assam Bihu celebrations, right? Remember the facts. Then the next one, Etikoppaka toys. Etikoppaka toys. Koppaka, sorry, double P, Etikoppaka. So this belongs to Andhra Pradesh. Why this is in news is PM has mentioned in Man Ki Baat for promotion of one district, one product program under this. If you want specifically to remember our district, it is in Anakapalli. What is one district, one product program? Yes? Exactly. So to promote the export quality, to promote the exports which are famous, which are more to promote the economic value from each district, that is one district, one product program. So this PM mentioned about this Etikoppaka toys, which are made from the softwood. This is referred to as turned wood lacquer craft. Turned wood lacquer craft. What is lacquer? Liquid. It is a secretion. So that could be collected from different natural resources like rubber trees. So in this here, it is collected from the insects, colorless resin. It is mixed with the vegetable dyes to bring the color to, which is used as a paint. This resin is mixed with the vegetable colors, vegetable dyes, and then this is used to paint the softwood. That color which is generated from the resin and the vegetable dyes, it is used to paint the softwood. So this is the significance of Etikoppaka toys. So the process is, the vegetable dyes are blended with the lacquer with the oxidation, creating rich colorful coatings. As it is made from all the natural or all the eco-friendly, it is ecologically sustainable toys, not from the synthetic chemical paints, right? So Etikoppaka toys, it originates from the Etikoppaka village from Anakapalli district, made from softwood, often referred to as turned wood lacquer craft. So lacquer is a colorless resinous secretion from insects mixed with the natural vegetable dyes. So the process is, it is blended with the, this dyes is blended with the lac during oxidation to get rich colorful coatings for the decoration of the toys. Eco-friendly in nature, it also gives aesthetic appeal. These are the Etikoppaka toys, where these are eco-friendly. The color is generated from the mixture of vegetable dyes and the lac, and the wood is soft wood, right? So why it is in news is it has been mentioned in the Man Ki Baat. Then the next one is monuments of national importance. So monuments of national importance. So these are declared under ancient monuments and archaeological sites and Remains Act. Archaeological monuments, Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act. So what are the monuments of national importance is, it has to be more than 100-year old. More than 100-year old. So that have existed for more than 100 years, be it with historical, archaeological and architectural significance. Architectural, archaeological significance. So the important point here is, once it is declared the monument of national importance, there will be 200 meters buffer around that monument, where no construction activity is allowed. meters of buffer circling that monument of national importance. So, Archaeological Survey of India is responsible for maintenance of this MNIs once they are declared. Archaeological Survey of India. So states with most monuments are, UP has 745, UP. And then Karnataka and then Tamil Nadu. UP has most. So multiple monuments like Qutub Minar, many examples you can say, which have released their historical importance, their archaeological and architectural importance have been designated as this monument of national importance. So recent additions were there, that is why it was in news. So monuments of national importance, it is declared under the section 4 of AMASR, that is Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. So it includes monuments and sites which had this historical, archaeological and architectural importance or interest that have existed for more than 100 years. More than 100 years. Some of the examples of monuments of national importance. So criteria is, it is to be at least 100 years old. It has significant historical, archaeological or artistic value. It meets the requirement of the Act. The public does not object to the declaration. The monument is free from major encumbrances and the monument's authenticity and integrity are intact. So these are the criteria to declare monument of national importance. As we said, so Archaeological Survey of India is responsible for declaring, conserving and preserving this monument of national interest. So it provides visitor amenities. States with most MNIs is Uttar Pradesh, 745 monuments. Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are the highest states with this. Then next important thing, so discovery of Harappan civilization sites, Morodharo in Kutch. So this has been recent discovery which represents the mature Harappan period or late Harappan period around 1600 to 1300 BC. It was discovered in a village called Lodrani. Which is near to Dholavira, already discovered site. What did they find there? They have found a burial cairns which indicated burial and ritualistic practices. Burial practices. Also, some sort of Harappan pottery. Like terracotta jars, perforated jars. These are almost similar to the findings that are found in Dholavira. So what is the importance of these sites like Dholavira, Lothal? Yes, port, ship, dockyard, that is the importance. So this also suggests both relied on maritime trade, Dholavira and this site. So what does this indicate? It indicates navigable waters at that period in Kutch. Morodharo. So this is a fortified settlement dating back to the Harappan era, where it was found in Lodrani. Perforated jar sherds have been found. So these were present, the burial cairns, which are the mounds of stones to demarcate the boundary. So Morodhara, it is a fortified settlement from the Harappan era, represents mature Harappan period or late Harappan period from 2600 to 1300 BC, situated near Lodrani village, 51 kilometers, around 50 kilometers near Dholavira. And then findings, burial cairns, Harappan pottery, perforated jar shreds, preserved slipware, terracotta cakes. So they suggest the evidence of maritime trade indicating navigable waters near the Rann of Kutch during ancient times. So that is the importance of this site. Morodharo. Then the next one is Ravidasiya religion or Saint Ravidas. Saint Ravidas, Ravidasiya religion. So he is from the period of Bhakti times, where he emphasized about Nirguna. What is Nirguna Bhakti movement? Yes. So he emphasized more about equality, lack of discrimination, he was a mystical poet. His teachings, his philosophies were more about equality, human rights. Primarily, he opposed the untouchability. He was against the untouchability. So as we said, he emphasized the formless divine, Nirguna tradition. That is the difference between Nirguna and Suguna. Right? So some of his works are included under Sikhism also. In Guru Granth Sahib. In Guru Granth Sahib, Saint Ravidasa, Ravidasiya religion. So he is a mystic, poet, saint of Bhakti movement, founder of Ravidasiya religion. He is a philosopher, social reformer, primarily advocating about human equality. So teachings and contributions, his philosophy was more about advocacy of human rights, equality, opposition to the untouchability. Nirguna tradition, that is worship of formless divine. So composition, some of his works are included in Guru Granth Sahib. He is a prominent leader of the North Indian Bhakti movement, promoting spiritual awakening and social reform. So his relevance, his teachings still inspire the movements against social inequality and inclusiveness. So comparison like Kabir, Ravidas focused on Nirguna Bhakti and rejected rituals and idol worship. Quote some examples of Suguna. Yes, then correct, Mirabai. Inka Ramdas. Then we move to the next. Vaikom Satyagraha. Why this is important? 100 years. This could also come in the mains. Important topic. So held in this this place called Vaikom. It is about temple entry. Temple entry which was denied for Elava community. Caste based exclusion. So Elavas at the time, they belonged to the lower caste, but they were educationally very forward. So T.K. Madhavan was the leader who led this, a prominent INC leader. T.K. Madhavan. So first time he raised this issue in his paper Deshabhimani. Deshabhimani. So this issue was put up in 1923 INC session. INC session. There was a resolution to promote anti-touchability issues. I mean, not to promote, to work on this anti-touchability, caste, lower caste oppression. So this was in line with Gandhiji's civil disobedience, where they tried to enter the temples defying the rules, which was primarily aimed towards social reforms. So this Vaikom temple, which had shrine of Shiva, which was symbol of, so what is the basic contention between Vaishnavites and Shaivites? Shaivism says there is no division, there is no, everyone can access the God. Whereas Vaishnavism says there is hierarchical level. So that is why the Vaikom, which has the Shiva shrine in the temple, that is why this place has been chosen for temple entry movement. So what happened there? The lower caste, particularly Elava community, they were not allowed to enter the temples. After this movement, and even they were denied to walk on the streets that led to the temple. Only Brahmins had access. So after this, there was a permission from Travancore giving them access to the temple from one of the gate of the 4 gates. Right? So this was the importance of this Vaikom Satyagraha. As 100 years has been done, this might come in the prelims or mains, even in the society section also in the mains, like caste oppressions, the relevance of still the principles or the fight which was there, all those questions might come. So Vaikom Satyagraha, 100 years since the historic movement, it is held in Vaikom, a temple in Travancore, present Kerala. So it protested the caste-based exclusion of the lower caste, Avarnas, from temples and roads. As we were discussing, they were even denied to walk on that roads that led to the temple. And it aimed to challenge the feudal caste-ridden customs of the Travancore, where even the site by the lower caste was deemed polluting. So this was the level of the caste oppression that led to this movement. So Elavas, they have emerged as educated and organized untouchable community, but still faced ritual based discrimination. T.K. Madhavan first raised this temple entry issue in his paper Deshabhimani. He met Gandhi in 1921. In 1923 INC session in Kakinada. They resolved to prioritize the anti-untouchability efforts. And Vaikom was chosen as a site for first Satyagraha to symbolize its revered Shiva temple. Just like we discussed. Then the temple entry proclamation was given by the Maharaja of Travancore, abolishing caste-based restrictions in the temple across the state. Established Gandhian civil disobedience as powerful tool for social reform. Inspired future anti-caste movements. Legacy, a symbol of social justice and fight against untouchability, highlighted the role of collective action in breaking the oppressive traditions. Right? Then Ayodhya Mandir. Next topic is so this has been inaugurated after decades of tussle, judicious tussle. So the important point here you have to remember is the styles and architectural importance. The facts relating to the architecture. Of course it is Nagara style. Nagara style with Shikara, Garbhagruha, Mandapas. Mandapas and Antarala. These terms can also come as what does this mean, what does this mean in UPSC Prelims. So you can find, you have to, for these such terms, you can find in NCERT textbooks where there are glossary of terms. Try to go through them, not just about this architecture, multiple terms from ancient India, culture and medieval India. Like what is guild system, what is Panchayatana style, right? What is Pradakshinapata? So such term meanings will be asked in UPSC Prelims. They have been asked multiple times. So try to go through the glossary of terms so that it is easy to answer. So Shikara is the towering structure above the sanctum. And Garbhagruha, of course, you know, the inner sanctum. Mandapas are multiple halls, right? Multiple halls to sit, congregate. And then Antarala is space connecting the sanctum to the mandapas. Right? Here, similar to that, the temple first discussed, here also it is used pink sandstone. And also no iron is used in this temple, no iron. So if you want to remember this specific point, this sandstone, it is from Bhansi Parapur from Rajasthan. Bansi Parapur mines. Paharpur. Pahadpur. Sorry. Bansi Pahadpur mines. So no iron, no steel and no concrete has been utilized here. No iron, no steel and no concrete. So here you have to go through the features of the Nagara style. So there will be Shikara, right? Multiple mandapas, elevated platform, right? And then this is known as Garbhagruha, inner sanctum, and the space around to walk. This is referred to as Pradakshina-pata. Right? So what is the basic difference between Nagara and Dravida in this Shikara? It is curvilinear in Nagara style, whereas it is like pyramid in case of Dravidian style. Curvilinear in Nagara. Whereas here in Dravidian, pyramidal shape. Or you can say triangle shape. So that is the one of the important difference between the Nagara and Dravidian. So Nagara means it is about the temples, particularly in urban areas. Nagar. That is how this is named. Urban temple architecture style. Shikara, as we discussed, it is curvilinear or convex in shape in Nagara style. So one here, this is called as Amalka, which is a large cushion-like element that is placed on the top of Shikara. And then Garbhagruha, it is placed under the tallest tower, inner sanctum, Garbhagruha, where the shrine lies. Garbhagruha, it is the house of main deity of the temple. Multiple motifs or multiple deities might be there, but Garbhagruha is only for the main deity of the temple. And temples are built on elevated platforms, steps will be there. Not just on the base level, but elevated platform. That is particularly noticed in the case of Nagara style. Also, there won't be any boundary walls in Nagara generally. But in Dravidian style, almost every temple will have the boundary walls. There won't, as generally what happens in Dravidian style, there will be gopurams along with the boundary wall. All the four sides, gopurams, which is conspicuously absent in the Nagara style. There won't be boundary wall, and there won't be, you cannot notice the gopuram also, right? And this circambulatory path, so which you ambulate in a cyclical pattern around the temple, is known as Pradakshina Patha. Pradakshina Patha. So these are the important points, terms you should remember about the Nagara style. Also go read back with the Dravidian style, compare with it. Try to remember the facts. So the architectural features of Ayodhya Ram Mandir, it is Nagara style, characterized by Shikara, Garbhagruha, Mandapas and Antarala. Antarala is the space that connects Garbhagruha with multiple Mantapas. This Mantapa question was asked multiple times in UPSC Prelims. What does Mantapas mean? Similarly, what does Chaityas mean from ancient India? What is Viharas mean? Right? So you have to go back, please read the glossary terms from the NCERT textbooks. Try to remember them. Also multiple things like guild system or Teen Katiya. What is Teen Katiya system? Such terms specifically related with the trade from the medieval India. So what was the tax system specifically that was in Aladdin Khilji's time? The how you calculated the land tax. Sorry? Sir, these questions were asked in the prelims previously. Yes, you are saying something. No, I just wanted you to remind that every UPSC prelims paper will have 1 or 2 questions based on these terms. So try to go back, read about them. So the Ayodhya Ram Mandir, it adheres to the classical styles with ornate carvings, geometrical precision and spiritual symbolism. Then the materials used pink sandstone. So it is quarried from Bansi Pahadpur mines in Rajasthan, known for durability and aesthetic appeal, symbolizes the devotion and eternal faith. And there is no steel, no concrete, it has not been utilized in these temples. So it maintains the authenticity of traditional Hindu temples. So this is how the temple looks like. Dwaja, Kalasha, Shikara, curvilinear, and this is Garbhagruha, where main motif or main deity, these are Mantapas, right? This is the Pradakshina Patha, circumambulatory space. So Nagara style is a prominent temple architectural style developed in the northern India. The term originates from the word Nagar, meaning town or city. The temples were central to the urban settlements. Temples of urban settlements. Then Shikara, it is curvilinear or convex shape that rises vertically above the sanctum. Amlaka, a large round cushion-like element placed on the top of the Shikara, often crowned with a kalash, represents the cosmological mountains like Meru, Mandara or Kailasa. Garbhagruha, it is in the tallest tower. The Garbhagruha is always located directly under this tallest tower. The houses of main deity is considered, it is the most sacred part of the temple, Garbhagruha. And then there will be stone platform, elevated stone platform, right? So there will be absence of boundary walls as we were discussing. Unlike the Dravidian style, there won't be any gopuras. And circumambulatory path will be there, includes Pradakshina Patha, which includes the circumambulatory path around the Garbhagriha for ritual practices. So, another pictorial representation of Shikara. These are different mandapas, stamba. Then we will move to the next one, Sahitya Academy Awards. What is the meaning of Sahitya? Literature. So, Sahitya Academy Awards are the second highest literary awards in India. What is the first one? Yes, Jnanpith. Second highest literary awards. After Jnanpith. So these are given to the 24 languages, 22 of 8th schedule and Rajasthani and English. Will it be awarded posthumously? Is Sahitya Academy Award given posthumously or not? No. This is not given posthumously. No posthumous awards. So will it be presented to the foreign national? No. It is, he must be Indian national. He must be Indian national. Right? So these are given by Sahitya Academy. These are given annually. Annual awards. So annual awards, second highest literary awards given in 24 languages, not given posthumously and not given to the foreign nationals, only for Indian national. Facts, complete facts. So Sahitya Academy Awards, it is a literary honor conferred annually by Sahitya Academy, awarded to the most outstanding books of literary merit published in any of the 24 major Indian languages, 22 languages of the 8th schedule, Rajasthani and English. And then second highest literary honor of the Government of India after Jnanpith. So author must be Indian national. It is conferred to the living writers only. No posthumous awardees. Eligible works must be outstanding contribution to their respective language and literature. If books exhibit equal merit, criteria such as overall literary contribution and the standing of authors will be considered for the awards. Right? So this is about Sahitya Academy Awards. Then we move to the next one called Madika language. Madika language. This is spoken by Chakaliya community. This is in news because it is currently endangered as it has only 2 speakers now. As it has only 2 speakers now, Chakaliya community. So it is a linguistic blend of Telugu, Tamil, Kannada and Malayalam, Tulu also. Telugu, Tulu, Kannada and Malayalam. Telugu, Tulu, Kannada and Malayalam. So it is in endangered state, and also important point is it does not have any script. There is no script for this language. That is why again this is causing one of the causes for its endangered nature, endangerment. No Tamil, sir. No Tamil. Telugu, Tulu, Kannada and Malayalam. No Tamil. So this Chakaliya community, they are nomadic tribes or nomadic community from the hills of Karnataka. Nomadic community from hills of Karnataka. అక్కడి నుంచి migrate అవుతారు. They have migrated from there and primarily now got settled in Kerala. So that is why it has got the mixture of Tulu, Kannada and Malayalam. So originally they are from the hills of Karnataka, now settled in Kerala, northern Malabar region. Northern Malabar region. They worship Tiruvenkataramana and Mariamma. Tiruvenkataramana and Mariamma. So along with this, some other value addition. So what are the different government initiatives to protect endangered languages? One is SPPEL. That is Scheme for Protection and Preservation of Endangered Language. Scheme for Protection and Preservation of Endangered Language. So this is implemented by the Central Institute of Indian Language, CIIL, Central Institute of Indian Language. And of course, India's commitment to UNESCO in protection of the endangered language. UNESCO defines the endangered language if the speakers are less than 10,000. If the speakers are less than 10,000, that language is to be considered endangered by UNESCO. And of course, what are the constitutional provisions specifically related with this? Yes, that is 350B. And what about Article 29? Yes. Yes. It provides the right for the citizens for protection of rights. For protection of distinct language, script or culture. So constitutional things are Article 29 and 350B. 350B is the special officer. Special officer for linguistic minorities. So this is about Madika language, Chakliya community, endangered language. So Madika language is an endangered language spoken by Chakliya community. Its unique characteristics and historical significance make it a vital cultural asset. So the linguistic blend is mixture of Telugu, Tulu, Kannada and Malayalam, reflecting diverse cultural influences. So it sounds similar to the Kannada, but it is uniquely influenced by Havyaka Kannada, an older form of Kannada. So lack of script is one of the major reasons for its extinction. Currently there are only 2 speakers. So about the Chakliya community, nomadic origin from the hilly regions of Karnataka, they have migrated to the northern Malabar centuries ago. Presently in Kannur district of Kerala, cultural practices like they worship deities Tiruvenkatamana and Mariamma. Government initiatives, the scheme for protection and preservation of endangered languages by CIIL, Central Institute of Indian Languages, Mysore. And then of course UNESCO's classification of endangered language, where it classifies when the language is spoken by less than 10,000 people, it is potentially endangered. And the provisions as we discussed, Article 29 and Article 350B regarding the protection of the endangered languages. So Article 29, it provides the rights for citizens with a distinct language, script or culture to conserve and protect the language. 350B, it establishes a special officer for linguistic minorities to ensure the safeguards for the linguistic minorities. This is about Madika language and endangered languages. Then the next one, Bharat Ratna Awards. Yes. So it is highest civilian honor award in India. Will it be given to the foreign nationals? Yes. So what is the highest military award? Paramveer Chakra. So this is highest civilian award, which recognizes the service or performance to the India, contribution to the Indian society. Then how much money is given? Yes, there won't be no monetary thing in the Bharat Ratna. So, two non-Indians till now who received this award are Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa citizenship ikkade unnindi kada, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. These are the two non-Indians till now who received the award. Generally, the cap is for annual year only 3, but this year they gave 5 to 5 people. Yes, L.K. Advani, M.S. Swaminathan, Karpuri Thakur, P.V. Narasimha Rao, Charan Singh. So 5 people have been awarded Bharat Ratna this year. So that was the important point is there is no monetary grant. The award consists of sanad, a certificate signed by president and a medal. So what is the leaf? People leaf. Bharat Ratna is the highest civilian honor award instituted to recognize exceptional service or performance in any field of the human endeavor. Established in 1954, open to all individuals regardless of race, occupation, position and sex. Approved to two non-Indians till now, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan and Nelson Mandela. So it consists of a certificate and a medal. No monetary grant is given to the awardees. A maximum of 3 recipients per year, but in 2004 they gave 5 individuals. Karpuri Thakur, a social reformer and politician. P.V. Narasimha Rao, known for economic reforms. Swaminathan, of course, Green Revolution. Charan Singh, he has advocated farmer rights. And L.K. Advani, former Deputy Prime Minister. Then the next topic, Swami Dayanand Saraswati. Why he is important? Yes? 100 years of his birth, correct. 200, sorry, 1824. 200 years of his birth. So he is a social, religious reformer. Social, religious reformer. He said, go back to Vedas. Vedas are infallible. This statement came as MCQ in UPSC Prelims. Vedas are infallible. What is infallible meaning? They cannot go wrong. What Dayanand Saraswati said is, you rely on Vedas. Don't depend upon the things which have creeped into the system after Vedas. Vedas are the final thing. You rely only on Vedas. Those are the thing which cannot go wrong. Go back to the Vedas. That was the theme, that was the slogan given by Saraswati, Dayanand Saraswati. So it is about Vedic revivalism. You can term he is a Vedic revivalist. You can call him Vedic revivalist. Re-establishment of Vedic teachings, Vedas, and his champion activity is establishment of Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj. A reform organization, a reformist organization, primarily championed to advocate Vedic principles. So, primarily focused on upliftment of the depressed class. It always was against the ritual practices like idol worships, sacrifices. It was against all these things, Arya Samaj. And in the case of women, it has promoted widow remarriages. Promotion of the widow remarriages. In the caste, inter-caste marriages. So he also advocated for Suddhi movement. What is Suddhi movement? Reconversions from non-Hindus to Hindus. Suddhi movement. And of course, the schools. What are the schools? DAV schools. Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools. So he was one of the champion for encouraging English medium education. And also girl education, girl child education. So promotion of equality in the education. So these are the important points about the contributions of Dayanand Saraswati. His literary contributions are Satya Prakash, then Samskara Vidhi, Yajurveda Bhashyam, Yajurveda Bhashyam, and Veda Bhashya Bhumika. Veda Bhashya Bhumika. So these are some of the literary contributions of Dayanand Saraswati. So Dayanand Saraswati, see, it is in news because 200 years, 1824. So he is a social and religious reformer whose ideas and actions continue to influence the Indian society. His 200th birth anniversary was recently commemorated. So he, as we discussed, he said Vedas are infallible. Go back to the Vedas was his slogan. Considered Vedas as infallible and central to the Hinduism. Advocated for re-establishing the Vedic teachings. You can call him as Vedic revivalist. So Arya Samaj, he established Arya Samaj, a reformist organizations to propagate the Vedic principles. First unit established in Mumbai and then shifted to Lahore. Focused on uplifting of the depressed classes, opposed superstitions, idol worships, child marriage, sacrifices, ritual practices, supported this widow remarriage and intercaste marriages. So he worked against the caste oppressions and promoted equality, gender equality as well as the equality among different sections. So Suddhi movement aimed at reconversion of non-Hindus to the Hindus. So educational reforms, he established Gurukuls, established schools for both boys and girls, saying equal opportunity should be provided in the education. Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools in Lahore, led by Mahatma Hansraj. Then political awakening. Call for Swaraj, he in 1876 he declared India for Indians, advocating the self-rule. Self-rule, promoted national consciousness and unity. Literary contributions, as we discussed, Satyarth Prakash, just rewrite that, Satyarth Prakash, not Satya Prakash, Satyarth Prakash, Samskar Vidhi, Yajurveda Bhashyam and Veda Bhashya Bhumika. Journalism, he edited Arya Patrika to propagate reformist ideas. Arya Patrika, he was editor to Arya Patrika. Then next one, Lachit Borphukan, a hero from Northeast. Modi has unveiled 125-meter statue, 125 feet statue, bronze statue. This statue is referred to as Statue of Valor. Statue of Valor. So this statue is unveiled in Assam by PM. So he was famous for Battle of Saraigat. Battle of Saraigat 1671. So this battle happened between Ahoms and Mughals. Here he showed his might in utilizing the minor river canals, where he maneuvered utilizing smaller boats to defeat larger Mughal naval fleet. So that is why he is referred to as symbol of valor. In Battle of Saraigat, his military tactics to maneuver smaller boats in the smaller river canals, that gave the undue advantage for Ahoms. So he is referred to as symbol of resistance. And his 24th November is celebrated as Lachit Divas. 24th November, Lachit Divas. So in NDA, the best outpassing candidate medal is named after him. Lachit Borphukan gold medal in National Defence Academy, NDA. Also along with this, there are multiple recognitions given to him. One warship, one INS Lachit is named after him. INS Lachit. And then Lachit Borphukan Military Award given by the Indian Army to those who show valor in the war times. Also, Sahitya Academy recently translated his story into multiple languages by Sahitya Academy. Book is Assam's Braveheart, Lachit Borphukan. Assam's Braveheart. Assam's Braveheart, Lachit Borphukan. So these are different recognitions given to him. So he is Lachit Borphukan. The Prime Minister recently unveiled the Statue of Valor, 125-foot bronze statue of Ahom General Lachit Borphukan in Jorhat, Assam. Jorhat. If you want to remember a specific place, Jorhat is the place. So he is celebrated as one of the Assam's greatest military heroes, known for his strategic brilliance, as we were discussed in the Battle of Saraigat, which defended Ahom against the Mughals' invasion. So in the Battle of Saraigat, a pivotal naval battle fought between Mughals and the Ahom kingdom. Mughal Empire was led by Ram Singh I. He tasked with the expansion of Mughals, where the Ahom, Lachit Borphukan, tactical use of Brahmaputra river to maneuver the Ahom navy. He employed smaller boats to outmaneuver the larger Mughal fleet. So the Ahom forces delivered crushing defeats, killing the Mughal admiral, marked as 17th Mughal attempt to capture Assam, which also became their last. So the battle demonstrated indigenous naval ingenuity and leadership. The valor of Lachit. His legacy, he is referred to as symbol of resistance, revered for defending Assam, embodied patriotism and valor. Lachit Divas, 24th November, military honor. Lachit Borphukan gold medal is awarded to the best cadet of NDA. So other statues, memorials, awards, multiple things are given under his name. A warship named INS Lachit. Lachit Borphukan military award is presented by the Indian Army. And the book Assam's Braveheart. This has been translated into multiple languages by Sahitya Academy. So these were some of the important things from the Indian culture in the first 4 months. Now we will move to the polity. In the polity section, the first one is Legal Services Committee. Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. What is Article 39A? Free legal aid. Yes. So, in the lines of Article 39A, this committee has been established to provide free legal aid to the vulnerable sections. Vulnerable sections. To provide accessible justice. Accessible justice. So, to provide free and competent legal services to the poor sections. So, he was Mr. Justice B.R. Gawai. He was appointed as chairman in January, later in November, recently. He was replaced by Justice Suryakant. Justice B.R. Gawai in January. Recently he was replaced by. Then, so this committee is chaired by a sitting Supreme Court judge with the members nominated by Chief Justice of India. So, chairman would be for this sitting Supreme Court judge. And the members will be nominated by CJI. What is NALSA? National Legal Services Authority. So what is the intention of this NALSA? Same thing. So now under the NALSA you can say this has been come in. Right? So what are the other articles that deal with access to the justice? Other than this 39A? 32. Even 32? Okay. Any other in your mind? 142, ensuring complete justice. Okay. No, I am asking specifically about the accessible justice. What does 22 deals with? Yes, that article also has this. That also you can quote. So about Legal Services Authority. Legal Services Authority. So it is having a statutory status according to Legal Services Authority Act 1987. Under this, the aim is to provide the free and competent legal services to the various eligible groups. So under this, the NALSA and SALSA were SLSA. NALSA and State Legal Service Authority and also District Legal Services Authority, DLSA. They were constituted to provide free legal aid to the vulnerable sections, national, state, district. So because of the appointment of this chairman of this committee, this was in news. So Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. It is established under Section 3A of Legal Services Authority Act. It aims to provide free and competent legal services to economically and socially weaker sections of the society. It focuses on ensuring access to the justice at Supreme Court level. Justice B.R. Gawai, he was appointed as chairman in January. Recently, Suryakant, he was nominated as new chairman. Structure is the committee is chaired by a sitting Supreme Court judge with members nominated by CJI. The appointments ensure a continuous effort to realize the theme of providing free legal aid. So this you all know significance, extending legal assistance at the highest judicial level. These developments demonstrate strong focus on leadership transition. So constitutional provisions, Article 39A prominently, and then Article 14 and 22(1), advocating for equality, ensuring well-informed rights for all. Then Legal Services Authority Act 1987. So the Act established a statutory foundation for legal aid programs. Aim, you know, and Section 27 of the Act empowers the Centre in consultation with the CJI to make rules through the notification for implementation of Act. Centre with consultation of the CJI. This is important fact to remember. Who will constitute these things? So NALSA was constituted in 95 to monitor and evaluate these programs. Similarly, every state has State Legal Services Authority and District Legal Services Authority. Then there is next one, Supreme Court Records Project. This is one of the recent steps of digitalization of the judicial system. Digitalization of the judicial system. Supreme Court Records Project. So the main intention is it will showcase the replica of soft copies of the records. Replica of soft copies which will act as the thumbnail for authenticity. So for this digitalization, it has taken the help of NIC. What is NIC? National Informatics Center. With this, all the judgments will be made online within 24 hours. 24 hours. Within 24 hours, all the judgments, the reports will be made online within 24 hours. So this is also linked to the National Judicial Data Grid. National Judicial Data Grid of Judgments Portal. So Supreme Court Records Project. So one of the steps of the digitalization of the judiciary, multiple things have been started by our Prime Minister in January regarding this digitalization in Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court Records project will showcase replica of soft copies by utilizing verifiable authentic soft copies available in the format, PDF format. The Supreme Court has developed a search engine with the help of NIC which uses elastic search techniques in the database of Supreme Court Record project. With this, all the judgments will be made available online within 24 hours. So the judgments will be accessible on the Supreme Court's mobile app and on the National Judicial Data Grid's judgment portal. Supreme Court mobile app and National Judicial Data Grid judgment portal. Then the next topic would be fundamental rights available for foreigners. So why is it in news? One Bangladeshi national claimed to be relative of one Indian citizen was detained. He went to Supreme Court claiming his fundamental right to freely move, freely reside in the country. So that is why it is in news in January. Fundamental rights for foreign nationals. Which are the fundamental rights that are specifically for Indian citizens? 15, 16, 19, 29, 30. 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30. So what does 15 deals with? Prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, caste, sex or place of birth. 16, public employment, equality or opportunity, equality of opportunity in the case of public employment. And 19, what does 19 deals with? Freedom of speech, profession, movement, residence, associations, and what does 29 deals with? Protection of cultural and educational rights. And 30? Yes, just now we discussed like minorities, rights of minorities. Minority rights to establish their educational institutions. So these are the fundamental rights that are specifically for Indian citizens only. Now what are the fundamental rights that are for both Indians and foreign nationals? 14? Yes. 17, 18, 20, 21? 22, 23, all the religious rights and those will follow. 20, 24, prevention of labor, child labor in 24, all these things that will follow. So the case was about, he went to the court saying his detention was illegal. So that is why it is in news. So habeas corpus petition, what is habeas corpus? What is mandamus? Yes, what is sartoriare? What is prohibition? What else we missed? Right. So fundamental rights for the foreigners. So Delhi High Court was hearing a habeas corpus petition filed by a man claiming that his nephew, suspected to be a Bangladeshi national, was unlawfully detained by the office. The Delhi High Court dismissed the petition, observed that foreigners cannot claim the right to reside and settle under Article 19(1)(e) of Constitution of India, as their fundamental rights are limited to only Article 21, right to life only. The High Court made it clear that the prayer in the present petition confined to the habeas corpus relief. There is no indication that detention is deemed illegal. So restrictions on the movement are imposed to facilitate availability of the persons for deportation, and such restrictions cannot be considered unlawful. Its ruling in Hans Muller of Nuremberg versus Superintendent Presidency Jail, Calcutta, highlighting that Supreme Court had emphasized absolute and unlimited power of Government of India to expel foreigners. There is no provision in the Constitution restraining such discretion. This was the background news regarding this discussion of fundamental rights which are limited to the Indian citizens only. So rights available for both: Article 14, equality before law, equal protection of the laws; Article 20, protection in the case of conviction for offences; 21, right to life and personal liberty; 21A, right to education for children aged 6 to 14 years; Article 22, protection against arrest and detention; 23, human trafficking and forced labor; 24, child labor. Specifically for Indian citizens, 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30. 15 is prohibition of discrimination, 16 is equal opportunity in public employment, 19, speech, profession, association, movement, residence, and then 29 is cultural and educational rights, 30 is right to administer this educational institutions, minority educational institutions. 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30. This question also has been asked multiple times in UPSC Prelims. Then the next topic is registered unrecognized political party. What is the difference between registered and recognized? What is registration and what is recognition? Yes. Yes. Registration is just registering your party with the ECI, that I have a political party with so and so. Recognition is ECI recognizes the party based on your vote share or based on your seat share, thereby allotting one symbol to that party. That symbol is fixed to that party. That cannot be used for the other parties. So that is recognized party. So what are the criteria for recognition? Yes. 6% votes, 4 Lok Sabha seats. 6% votes and 2 legislative assembly seats. This national party is in 4 or more states. Recognition as state party in 4 or more states. This is national party recognition. This is state party recognition. So what advantages will have once the party gets this recognized by ECI? Symbol will be there. Then, yes, space for election campaign. Yes, yes, correct. Star campaigners. Election expenses limit. So this election campaign space will be in state-owned media. So for a party to be registered, not recognized, to registered, it has to provide audited accounts for the past 3 years, provide expenditure statements in the last 2 elections, and notify the ECI in the change of names. Any change. So if you see, so recognized, registered, unrecognized political parties are those registered with the ECI but do not meet the criteria for recognition as national or state parties. So governed by 29A of ROPA Act, Representation of People Act, parties must apply to the ECI within 30 days of formation, providing a memorandum or constitution aligned with the principle of the Constitution of India to get registered. Criteria for a state party: 6% of valid votes and a minimum of 2 legislative assembly seats. National party: 6% of valid votes in 4 or more states and at least 4 Lok Sabha seats. Privileges: they reserve an election symbol, access to state-owned media for election campaigns, ability to nominate more star campaigners. Obligations: they have to submit accounts for the last 3 years, provide expenditure statement for the last 2 elections, notify the ECI of changes in the names, office details and leaderships, the recognized parties. The recent development: ECI has acted against non-compliant RUPPs, including the deregistration of defunct entities, aims to maintain electoral integrity by ensuring the active and compliant parties. So this is why it was in news, right? Registered, unrecognized political parties. Then the next one, this is just fact, if at all the question comes. So cash and liquor during election, EC code. Cash and liquor during elections. So it caps campaign expenditure of 95 lakhs per constituency in bigger constituencies and 75 in smaller. ECI caps this expenditure. ECI caps campaign expenditure of 95 lakhs per constituency in bigger states, 75 lakhs per constituency in smaller states. Also, a person carrying more than 10 lakh rupees, that amount will be immediately notified to the income tax department. Carrying cash worth more than 10 lakhs or more than 1 kg gold. So this cash or this gold, it will be seized until it is completely verified. Also, the vehicle carrying a candidate or its agent with more than 50,000 rupees in cash, candidate with more than 50,000 rupees in cash or drugs, arms, liquor, all this will be instantly seized. If the candidate is found, if he is carrying more than 50,000 cash, once you become IPS officers, you can seize him. Seize that money, not him. So this will be looked after by a district level committee. District level committee about verification, which will be generally chaired by a expenditure monitoring officer and district treasury officer. District treasury officer and expenditure monitoring officer, who will be in this committee, district level committee, will monitor all these issues that pop up with cash and liquor during election code. So these are some just facts. Please try to remember. They might come as true or false statements. So the Election Commission of India, it caps the campaigning expenditure at 95 lakhs per constituency in bigger states, 75 lakhs per constituency in the smaller states. Authorities are supposed to instantaneously report to the IT department if you are carrying more than 10 lakhs rupees in cash or 1 kg in gold. This will be seized till verification is completed. That is not related to any political party or candidate. Then, if the vehicle carrying a candidate is found with more than 50,000 cash, drugs, liquor and arms, or gift items worth more than 10,000 rupees, then the items can be instantly seized. In any case, the cash, they are meant to be returned only if they are not related to the candidate or crime. So this district level committee looks at the grievances to avoid the inconvenience. So the committee including district election officers, expenditure monitoring officer and district treasury officers, they both will automatically review each seizure case where there is no complaint or the seizure isn't connected to any candidate, political party or election. Right? Both. Constance, Atlantara. ఇది నాకు తెలిసి ఇది ఎంపీకి ఇది. I'll let you know. I'll clarify this in tomorrow's class. Then the next one is curative petition. We'll close with this. Tomorrow we will continue. This will be the last one. Curative petition. Still we have 10 topics under this polity. Tomorrow we will continue along with the other. We will extend the session tomorrow. So curative petition. What is curative petition? Yes. So what is exactly the theme behind curative petition? You said it right, last resort. So what will happen with the last resort? So even though once the final judgment comes and you still feel there that can be corrected, that is the intention behind this curative petition. So curative petition is the last option for the people to get justice. Last option. To get justice. So this objective is to ensure that there is no miscarriage in the justice. No miscarriage in the process of justice. That is the main intention of the curative petition. So it allows the Supreme Court to reconsider its judgment, reconsideration of the judgment. So this is generally taken in extraordinary conditions like violation of natural justice. If the judgment appears to be in violation of natural justice. Violation of natural justice. In such conditions, this curative petition comes into play, where the Supreme Court can reconsider its judgment. So what is the process of it? The process is a curative petition. It will be circulated among top 3 senior-most judges. Top 3 senior-most judges and the judge who gave that order earlier. Who gave that order earlier. So this petition should be endorsed by a senior advocate. Before going to this, it should be endorsed by a senior advocate, saying the need of, quoting the need of the curative petition. So judges, they can discard it directly, or if they feel that there is a review, a need for review, they can consider it. Generally, this will be in private hearing. But if the applicant demands the open hearing, it can be conducted in the open hearing also. Generally, it will be private hearing. So recently curative petition has been filed under a case, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation versus Delhi Airport Metro Express Limited. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation DMRC versus Delhi Airport Metro Express. Delhi Airport Metro Express Private Limited. And also the other case, Union of India versus Union Carbide in 2023. That review petition was filed, curative petition was filed, saying the amount of compensation awarded then was very less. But unfortunately, the court dismissed that petition, saying that there was enough compensation was done. So that is the curative petition. Whole meaning is about to recall the judgment, whether the need is there or not. If at all need is there, they will recall the judgment and give the new order. So that is about curative petition. So curative petition, the Supreme Court has recently set aside 2017 arbitral award between DMRC and the Reliance Infrastructure Group. Legal experts have questioned the use of curative jurisdiction in a commercial disputes, overturning this arbitral award. What is curative petition is? It is the final and last option to get the justice. It allowed curative petitions in Rupa Ashok Hurra versus Ashok Hurra as the last resort to correct the judgment. It may be filed after a review plea against the final conviction is dismissed. So the objective is to ensure there is no miscarriage of justice and to prevent the abuse of power. It is a legal mechanism in India that allows Supreme Court to reconsider its final judgments to prevent miscarriage of justice. This extraordinary remedy is invoked under specific circumstances such as violation of natural justice or clear apparent bias. Recent examples like DMRC versus Delhi Airport Metro Express Private Limited, Union of India versus Union Carbide Corporation. So these were the two different cases. Supreme Court exercises this jurisdiction sparingly, ensuring that such petitions are entertained only in exceptional cases where the violation of principles of natural justice, like the party has been not given a fair hearing, or apparent bias, if it felt like the judgment was influenced by the external factors, or abuse of the process which led to the miscarriage of justice. It cannot be entertained if the petitioner establishes that, it can be entertained only when there is violation of the principles of the natural justice. It can be admitted where a judge has failed to disclose the facts on giving the judgment. On what facts he is giving the judgment, if that has not been disclosed in the judgment report, then he can file the curative petition. A curative petition, as I said, it needs a senior advocate's certification before going to the curative petition. He has to mention good number of reasons. What was the reason for filing that curative petition? Senior advocate certification is needed. So firstly, it will be circulated to the bench of 3 senior most judges and the judges who passed that judgment. If it gets listed for a hearing, if most of the judges agree that it is necessary, then it will be heard by the same bench as before. Curative petitions are usually decided by judges privately unless it is requested by the petitioner for open court hearing. So at any point, bench can ask the senior counsel to assist amicus curiae during the curative petition review. If the bench decides at any point that the petition is baseless or without any merit, it can make the petitioner pay extra costs. So this is about curative petition, an extraordinary measure where the Supreme Court can recall its judgment. Recent examples are Delhi Metro versus Delhi Metro Airport Private Limited and Union of India and Union Carbide. Right? So this is an extraordinary measure. So it's time, I guess. We will continue tomorrow with remaining polity, geography, IR and economy. I would suggest please bring some of the maps with you because I want to discuss about the location based places in news also. So whatever you are following, be it online or offline maps, some source so that you can follow immediately, that Oxford Atlas or whatever you follow, please get it along with you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for listening.